right away my accent, I guess, takes, you guys want to know where I'm from, and I know some of you are thinking right now, we didn't know we had an Irishman coming here today. Some of you are probably thinking, oh, this guy is probably from Australia, I'm actually from the South. I do tell people I'm from the USA, and that means Uruguay, South America. Uruguay, South America. I came to this country 32 years ago for two reasons. I was following my girlfriend that came here before me, which she's sitting here. Obviously, we got married, and that was 31 years ago, and it's been phenomenal. That's one of the things that I'm thankful, and for her to be here today. And also, I wanted to see if this was truly the land of opportunity that I always heard it was growing up in a third world country. And I'm here to tell you that we're still in a honeymoon after 31 years, and it's awesome. And this is the greatest country in the world that anybody could be living in. And usually people look at me without, where you been the last 10 years? Have you heard the economy and everything that's going on? And I like to point out that what we all know in this room, you always are going to find what you look for. If you look for the bad things, you're going to find them. If you look for the good things, you're also going to find them. What are you looking for? And what you're looking for is going to make a difference how your life is going to turn out to be. This is the only country in the world that they put fences around for only one reason. So people don't leave. I'm just kidding. When was the last time you heard in the news? Last night we caught 25 Americans running into Mexico. It's a one-way fence, okay? So if you think this is bad over here, imagine where these people are coming from. And the other thing is this, I usually ask the people, how many people in this room, or maybe you know somebody that in the last 10 years got a better job, got a promotion, or maybe started a business that's very successful? Anybody? In the last 10 years? Well, where were you? I mean, the economy was bad. Because the key here is not what happens to you that matters. Because what happens to all of us. It's what you do with what happened to you that is going to make a difference in your life. See, when I came to this country 32 years ago, I didn't speak a word of English. I know some of you are thinking right now, you still don't. But after a couple of years, I was looking for a job. I was trying to get a job. I mean, after all, I was already married. It was time for me to get a job. I'm not kidding either. So I used to say, man, the people don't like me because I'm a foreigner. The people don't like me because I don't speak the language. I didn't like the president. I didn't like the weather in Cleveland. And then somebody said, look at your hands. Look at your hands. One finger was pointing out, and three fingers were pointing back at me. So that's where the problem was. It wasn't up there. The problem was over here. See, I was very lucky that about 30 years ago, I was in a room with a lot of positive people too. It was a lot better, a lot of bigger. I mean, about 20,000 people in an arena. There were people speaking like Zig Ziglar, speakers from all over the country. There was one particular speaker that I don't remember his message, but I do remember that when he left, it made me feel good to know that there were good people up there trying to do good things. See, every time you see somebody, people like in this room that are good people trying to do good things, it makes you feel good. And I said, man, if someday I could be that one person to another person up there, that became my goal. And somehow, over the years, I took the Dale Carnegie course, I got involved in Toastmasters, I got involved, and then I was asked to start speaking. I've been speaking over 15 years. I have done over 800 meetings, and it's been phenomenal, and I'm very fortunate. I don't take any credit for what I do. I truly believe that the greater power, God, is using me to do this. Nowhere in the world, a guy that doesn't speak even the perfect English can get in front of people and transmit and talk, when I know a lot of people that they cannot do it. But the good thing about God is God always picks on people that they thought they couldn't do the job, like Moses. Moses didn't want to even do what he did. And he said, go ahead, I'm sending you, you go. And I believe he did the same for me. There is no way that I've been doing this for 15 years and he didn't send me. And he didn't send me to do what I'm doing. Before I come here, I asked him to use me like a window to pass through his wisdom. To use me like a mirror to reflect his love. So anything that I'm going to say here, it doesn't come from me, I'm just a messenger. In life, we're going to have the ups and downs, like Catherine was saying. And sometimes we're going to be at the top and everything is great, man. Yoo! Like a roller coaster, no? Woo! Everything is great. But sometimes we're going to go down. And unless you are prepared for it, man, you can be down for a long time. We as humans are divided in 3 areas. We are physical, mental, and spiritual. Physical, mental, and spiritual. Unless we are physically, mentally, and spiritually in shape, when something happens to you, it's going to take time for you to go out of the slump. Just like a football player right now. I'm not going to mention the Browns. Oh, I guess I did. if a player is not in shape and the coach said, go play, he's going to get crushed. And life is the same way. Unless you are physically, mentally, and spiritually prepared, when something happens to you, you're going to get crushed. So we need to work on those 3 areas. How many of you believe that exercise is really good for you? How many of you exercise at least 3 times a week? Okay, now, this is a good group. A lot of times when I'm speaking in different places, the ratio is like 30% of the people do that, they exercise. I'm not here to hit you in the head with it. I'm here to make some points. If you feel offended for something that I say, but I see you 6 months from now and you say something that I kind of got offended, but because you say that, I started an exercise program. I did something positive with it. That's my goal. My goal is to provoke your thoughts so that maybe you can make a change in your life in an area that maybe you need to do something. You need to make a change. If you don't like where you are, you have to make a change. It's for you to make a change. Nothing is going to change from the outside. We are like a sailboat. Imagine you are a sailboat in Lake Erie. And now all of a sudden you see one of the islands. You see Kelly's Island in front of you. And you know if you don't do nothing, guess what's going to happen? You're going to crash into Kelly's Island, right? And a lot of people, they have a Kelly's Island in front of them right now, and they're not going to do anything, and they're going to crash, and then they're going to complain. But there's a lot of people that they see where they're going, they don't like it, and all they have to do is tune themselves just a little bit. And that little bit is going to propel them to go around it and move forward. Who wants to move forward? Who wants to make some changes that maybe you need to make it? If it's to be, it's up to me. We need to exercise at least 3 times a week. For those of you that know that exercise is good for you, unless you have a condition that prevents you from doing it, why don't you do it? And I'm going to tell you why. When I came to this country also, we landed in Miami, and we had to stay at the airport all day between connections. So we stayed in the hotel at the airport. We went up to the 6th room, and I don't know why, but most people like me, when you get in a room in a hotel, the first thing you do is open up the window, right? Look outside, see what's the view, no matter where you are. When we opened up that window, what we saw was a parking lot, like 6-story parking lot. It was full of cars. For me, coming from a small country in South America, that the only people that had cars were the upper class, it was like, wow, this is awesome. I like this country already. But then later on, we came to Cleveland. A few weeks later, I noticed that a lot of people didn't have one car. A lot of people have more than one car in their houses. And I noticed that they usually have a car outside that maybe doesn't look that good, and they don't care too much about it, and they call that the work car. This car, they drive it in the snow. They don't care if it gets rain over. When they have to fix it, they take it to Joe in the corner. When they need to put gas, they look for the cheapest gas. But then they also have another car inside the garage. This car not only is inside the garage, but they put a cover in it. And when it's a nice Sunday afternoon, they go to the garage, they take the cover out, they dust it off, make sure the windows are clean. Man, they look at their car and whoa, this is their car. They get in their car, they start driving, and don't even get close to that car, man. They don't like that. When they park those cars, they park it they take 3 spaces, you know? Yeah. Don't even get close to it. When they had to put gas, they put the best gas available. When they had to fix it, they take it to the dealership. That car is important to them. They take care of this car. The other car, they don't care. It's the everyday car. The question is here is, and the name of the talk for you today is, how important are you to you? Do you treat yourself like the old world car? Or do you treat yourself like the nice, beautiful car that you have inside the garage? Because the answer to that question is how life is going to treat you and how everybody's going to treat you. And all it starts with you. And that's the reason that I can be here. If I can tell you, you have to change the president, you have to change what's around it in order for you to make it, that will be impossible. But everything is in you. You have to make, if you don't like something, you have to change it. You have to find 3 hours a week to start exercising. Make sure that you do it at the same day, at the same time. You make an appointment with yourself. Nothing is more important. Don't do it, oh, first I'm going to cut the grass and then I'm going to exercise, or first I'm going to do this and then I'm going to exercise. No, exercise comes first. That's you. How important are you to you? If I come home and I have to cut my grass, but I have to exercise, I exercise. I don't care if the grass gets cut. When I'm gone from here, that grass is still going to be there. I got to take, some people take more care of the grass than they take care of themselves. You have to, you know, and then you wonder why things doesn't work out for you. Make sure you go to bed early and get up early. The study says that we sleep in 2 cycles. The first cycle is like from 10 to 2, and then the second cycle is from 2 and 6 in the morning. You can miss the second cycle, but if you miss the first cycle, it's going to be hard for you to have a good day the next day. And the night is not the end of the day. The night is the beginning of the new day. Because if you have a bad night, guess what's going to affect the next day? I know having kids and teenagers, to tell them to go to bed early, that's like a joke, but that's how it works. Make sure if you smoke, make sure you find a way to stop it. Make sure you find a way to, you know, get help. You know there is nothing good about it, so why would you do it? Make sure you get the right food, there is all kinds of study today. I mean, at our table, we just had a discussion about all the good foods and all the good things that we can have today. There is no reason for us not to take care of ourselves. But the question is, how important are you to you? We are physical, we are mental. How many of you believe that your mind is a very important tool that you have for your life? How many of you in the last year have taken a class or read a book in learning about your mind or how to better your mind? And this is the same question like the one before. If you didn't, if you know your mind is the most important tool that you have for your life, how come you don't want to learn how to use it? Then you may wonder why things don't work for you. Our mind is kind of like, imagine a digital camera today. A digital camera, because of the technology, I mean, you can put it in any setting and it's going to work out great. You put it in auto mode and it's going to take good pictures because of the technology. But you also know that these digital cameras, they have different settings. You can take white mode picture, you can take black and white picture, you can take portrait picture, you can take landscape picture, you can take all kinds of different settings. Do you believe that if you use the right setting for a picture, it's going to be much better than the auto mode? Otherwise, the company wouldn't even put it. They just put auto mode and that's it, right? See, our brain is the same way. A lot of people go through life in the auto mode and just following everything that is going on. But if you start learning about the settings that we have inside our brain, you'll be amazed of the things that you can do. You'll be amazed at how you can improve. There are people that have written books. There are tapes, DVDs, CDs. When I go to the libraries, to the self-help section, I mean, we need to saturate ourselves with positive thinking materials. Our mind is just like a computer or like a field. Whatever you plant in your field is the only thing that is going to come out. If you put good things are going to come out. If something is not working in some area of your life, watch what you're putting in. I love when people say I don't watch the news. I usually tell the people we need not to watch the news whatsoever. Have you ever watched the news, anybody, and felt good about yourself or about life?